따로 생각하고 있는 꿈은 딱히 없고요. 그냥 이 팀 오래 하는 게 유일한 꿈인 것 같습니다.
몇 살까지 가고 싶어?
10년 후 나는 어떤 모습일까? 전 세계 뉴스도 나왔겠다. 전 세계에서 욕심내는 남자.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Diaries channel. Have you ever imagined someone remembering a simple sentence you said 11 years ago, when the world didn't even know you? In 2014, Jimin made a simple wish. No one expected that, 11 years later, Jungkook would still remember it. And today, the world finally realizes he never forgot. Time is often the most honest test of a relationship. It erases things, changes feelings, and makes small promises fade. But sometimes time bears witness to the fact that something is never truly lost. This is the story of a simple wish uttered in 2014, a sentence that may have seemed trivial at the time, but now feels so meaningful after 11 years. This is the story of Jimin, of Jungkook, and of how small memories can live far longer than we ever imagined. In 2014, BTS was still at the beginning of their journey. They hadn't yet become the global name they are today. They were still performing on small stages, struggling with busy schedules, big dreams, and the uncertainty that only those who have started from scratch can understand. Amidst all this, Jimin once spoke lightly, almost jokingly, about a wish. It wasn't something grand, not a dream of a big stage or world-class awards, but a very personal hope. A wish born of togetherness, a sense of security, and a sincere connection. At the time, not many considered it something they would remember for a long time. Those words were spoken casually, without pressure, without formal promises. Perhaps even Jimin himself never imagined that those words would live on in anyone's memory. But among all those who heard them, there was one who treasured them in a different way: Jungkook. In 2014, Jungkook was still very young. He was known for being the quietest at times, expressing himself more through actions than words. But that was precisely where his special quality lay. He heard more than met the eye. He noticed the small details that often went unnoticed. And when Jimin spoke about his wish, Jungkook didn't just listen to it as a casual conversation. He kept it hidden deep inside. 11 years is a very long time. In 11 years, much has changed. They've grown, matured, faced incredible pressure, navigated distance, busy lives, and assumed responsibilities they never imagined. The world sees them as great idols, as symbols, as public figures. But beneath all that, they remain two people who share memories from their teenage years. Memories of late-night rehearsals, of small laughs behind the camera, of supporting each other when fatigue strikes without warning. What makes this story so touching isn't Jungkook's grand gesture, but his consistency. That after 11 years, amidst very different lives, he still remembers a small wish Jimin once made. Not because he was asked, not because anyone reminded him, but because he himself wanted to fulfill it. This kind of thing can't be faked. It's born of genuine concern and deep care. When Jungkook finally did something that subtly mirrored Jimin's wish from 2014, many people were speechless. Not because of the excitement, but because of its significance. It felt like seeing the past and present collide at a single point, like time turning back time, only to prove that not everything is forgotten. Some things are actually cherished, nurtured, and realized at the most opportune moment. For Jimin, that moment wasn't just about a wish fulfilled. It was a reminder that his small words once meant a lot to someone, that he was heard, cared for, and appreciated even when he himself might have forgotten they were said. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have someone who remembers such details for years. This kind of relationship isn't always about the grand things seen in front of the camera. Instead, it often lives in small gestures, in simple choices, and in quiet decisions that don't need to be announced. Jungkook doesn't need to say anything explicitly. His actions speak for themselves. He shows that time hasn't erased his attention, that busyness hasn't diminished his care. Many fans have since gone back to old clips, reread old interviews, and realized how consistent the dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook has been from the beginning. There's a warmth that's never forced. There's a comfort that grows naturally. And there's a mutual connection to understand what doesn't need to be explained in big words. This story also serves as a reminder to us all about the meaning of listening, about how valuable it is when someone truly hears, not just with their ears, but with their heart. In a fast-paced world where many things are easily forgotten, Jungkook shows that remembering is a choice, and he chooses to remember Jimin.
오빠 옷 입고 해야지 옷 입고 맞아요 오빠
After 11 years, that promise, never formally expressed, is finally fulfilled. Not as an obligation, but as a quiet expression of love. It's not dramatic, it's not overdone, but precisely because of that, it feels so real. He proves that a relationship built with sincerity doesn't need the spotlight to grow strong. For fans, this story feels like a gift, not because of the sensationalism, but because of its honesty. It gives hope that healthy, caring, and respectful relationships truly exist, even in a world as stressful as the entertainment industry. Jimin and Jungkook, in their own ways, show that a strong bond doesn't always have to be expressed. Sometimes it's enough to show it with one small act that will be remembered for 11 years. And perhaps that's the essence of this story. That after 11 years, Jungkook hasn't forgotten. That a simple wish from 2014 still holds a place in his heart. That time may pass, the world may change, but genuine care will always find its way back. In a world that moves so fast, where everything can change in a matter of days, Jimin and Jungkook's story teaches us one simple yet rare thing. Sincerity knows no time. 11 years is not a short time. Many relationships fade before they even reach their halfway point. But here we see something that endures, grows, and remains warm. Jungkook never makes big promises. He never announces what's in his heart. But through his actions, he proves that listening with the heart is the most sincere form of care. That remembering the little things about someone is the gentlest way to say, "You matter." And for Jimin, perhaps this moment isn't just about an old wish fulfilled. It's about feeling heard, cared for, and remembered, even after the world has changed so much. About a sense of security that doesn't need to be spoken. About a presence that doesn't always have to be seen. For those of us watching, this story isn't just an idle's tale. This is a reminder that genuine love, care, and concern truly exist. That sometimes, the most precious things aren't what's shown to the world, but what's been kept secretly in one's heart for years. After 11 years, he did not forget. And perhaps that's why Jimin and Jungkook's story continues to feel alive today. If you felt the warmth from this story, keep it as a reminder that the small things we say today can become the most meaningful memories for someone in the future. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next Jikook story.